Sawadika. Very warm welcome, Sec General, Kontakon, commissioners, and also Managing Director of Matichon Group. I'm very happy to be here, and thank you very much to my colleagues from AIS&CHU. It was a very impressive presentation, and I learned a lot, and I would like to make it a little bit more customer-centric, because I think what we are talking about is more the customer, and the customer we're talking about is actually Thailand. It's what we want is to use 5G as a booster to make Thailand grow the economy and grow the social welfare of Thailand. If you look a little bit back, so far digitalization, and if you listen to the World Economic Forum, only 30% of all the industries have taken out 70% of the benefit of digitalization so far. And it has been more the financial industries. Those industries that have been easy to digitalize, they have improved their productivity by 4 times. And increasing productivity, that's what Thailand needs. But also bringing up new services. And the capabilities that 5G comes with are the ones which allow us to penetrate digitalizations into a lot more industries and therefore also grow the welfare and the economy in this country. So if you look a little bit back with 4G, what came up and the digitalization we have seen so far, it has been mostly consumers that have benefited. All these platforms like Uber and so on have shown a huge benefit to consumers. But now with 5G, we talk more about the supply side. So it's a supply side, whether it's transportation, whether it's logistics, who are going to really increase their productivity. But what we all know is, and I think you know it as well as I do, we still don't know how the business models are going to look like. And if I talk about business models, I also talk about business cases. Because how are we going to finance it all? It's a huge investment for each one of us. And I don't even talk about spectrum, Kontakon, I only talk about infrastructure. That's a huge investment. So we have to test and try, and we have to learn. And that's what needs to be done now. And that's what we as DTAG are committed to do, to test, learn, and what we also believe in, what we need to learn, and we are not good in this, we are really not good in this, to collaborate within industry, so together with our colleagues from TOT and CAT, but we are also happy to collaborate with TRU and AIS, but also across industries, because 5G, and to exploit the benefits of it for the country of Thailand, you need to collaborate. And if I look what we have been doing in smart farming, it is about collaboration. It's about bringing partners together to make the life of the farmers a better one, increase their productivity. And it's partners from the agriculture industry, it's startups, which we take from our Accelerate program, which is the startup program we launched many years ago. So it's bringing those partners together and coming up with an application that really helps. And we're improving on a daily basis. We even now involve drones in order to fly over the crops and to help us to get even more information on the farming. But we also launched the EV connectivity platform. This is now a platform where we bring partners from very different industries together, whether it's insurance, financing, whether it's the dealers for EV bicycles, and they all come together to create one unique kind of an experience for the customer. So it's really bringing partners together, collaborate, and we would love to get public into this collaboration because we strongly believe in public-private partnerships are needed for 5G. Because unless you bring public infrastructure into the play, and if you bring communities into the play, this is not going to be at the benefit of anyone. So we need to collaborate and we need to work together. But it's also about kind of, if you look into what we have been experimenting so far, we see a lot of barriers. And the one barrier I think has been mentioned now a few times The one barrier is for sure spectrum prices. But it's not only prices, it's more understand what is the roadmap. I've seen a very great chart, but I've seen no dates, and I've not seen how you're going to reform all these spectrum bands. So it's about really having kind of, clear roadmap, but I'm very confident we work together in order to make that happen for the benefit of the country and the benefit of all of us. But it's also about, when we tried to have the drones, test the drones, do you know how difficult it is to get allowance to fly drones in this country? It's easier to open an airport on your crop field than getting allowance for running a drone. So it's also about modernize regulations to make them ready for 5G. It's modernizing all these regulations that have been there for decades. So it's a lot of work that we have to take up all together. So regulation, spectrum, but also I think looking into infrastructure. What are we going to do on infrastructure sharing? We all know this is not going to work unless we share and we do things together, but also this needs to be enabled and supported by the government and the respective authorities. Just to give you a little bit an idea, I'm not going to show you any video, but I'm going to tell you what we are doing together with our Telenor colleagues, and that's maybe something which is a bit going farther than what we've seen so far, because it's about real testing. There's a city in Norway, and Telenor is a partner of the European Union that is investing 700 million in just research and development. And they have a city in Norway which is called Kongsberg. I've never been there, but apparently at the moment it's still quite cold up there. But they're really testing live 5G. So they're testing it live, they're testing different use cases, and what we are doing is we're getting all the expertise from there and we bring it to Thailand. And that's the way we want to really approach it, because we do believe you need live testing in order to find out which are really those use cases that will help us to grow the economy. And just to give you a little bit of an idea what they're testing up there, it's fixed wireless access, which is for sure one of the first use cases that will come to Thailand, because that's what we needed. It's very easy to implement, it's very easy to work with. So fixed wireless access is for sure one of the first use cases we're going to see. But it's also about slicing the network and giving possibility to have our older ambulances in a very different slice of the network with an ultra reliable network, because these use cases need to be ultra reliable. Imagine you're in an ambulance and you use 5G and they want to make a radio from your body. It's going to be immediately transferred to the hospital, and when you get there, everything is ready for the surgery. These are things that are going to really improve the healthcare, and also, but then you need a very reliable network to really be sure that it works. But we're also testing in the retail space. This is going to be a very interesting use case for the future. It's going to have benefits for the consumers a lot. And then for sure also autonomous buses. We've been talking about autonomous driving today. Our partnership with DEPA is also giving us the possibility to test it. We have ultra-precise geolocation now on 200 sites in all of these smart cities. So there's a lot happening already today in order to make us 5G ready. I've been talking about this, and I think I really want to emphasize it, because for me, it's key to everything. We need to work together. And we have just launched a partnership together with TOT and CAT to really learn from each other, test together, but also bring the knowledge together. And the collaboration within the industry, but also with other companies, is key. And that begins now. And although we have not learned to do it, I really invite everybody to help us to exploit the capabilities of 5G. We need to work together with the authorities. We need to work together with the communities. One example, for example, also from Norway, but I think that shows what is possible if you do it right. The first city who's going to have 5G is Trondheim. It's a city, it's a university city actually, and there the community is working very proactively together with Telenor, and they invite businesses to collaborate, and all together they're working on bringing 5G to Trondheim and really test it and make a live experience. We all know use cases are going to be developed just when you test them, and then you will find out how the business models are going to look like. If I look back, I've been in the case, and maybe some of you, we have been designing business models for 3G when we were ready for auctioning. And then you write business cases, you design business models, but none of them came really true. It came totally different. And that's very much the same with 4G. And I am very convinced 5G needs a lot of collaboration, but the business models we're going to see might be very different to the ones we've been seeing today. But key collaboration, it's about public business-private partnership. That is very, very important. We need to work together to get ready on regulations, but also in order to design spectrum prices that are for us, I would say, very, very key important. So this partnership with CAT and TOT, I think, is showing that you can work together in an industry, but this is just the beginning, and I thank my colleagues very much, but I see that especially coming from different angles and showing what you can do makes it a lot better than if you work isolated in your own ecosystem. So just to leave you now, and I think my colleagues have emphasized that already, spectrum roadmap, it's what we need, and we really highly recommend to come up with it before we do the first auction. We need to build that ecosystem together. We need to work as an industry, but also together with the government, and public-private partnerships are the ones that will help us to make it possible, to make it affordable, and to speed up the process for Thailand. Thank you very much. Khop Khun Ka.
ร่วมกันก้าวเข้าสู่ผู้ติดตาม 2 ล้าน Subscribe และไม่พลาดติดตามข่าวสารสำคัญอย่าลืมกด Subscribe YouTube Matichon TV นะครับ